I love this toast so much. I can't stop eating it. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be giving you guys a brand new recipe, and this recipe actually comes from my roots. It's an Irish recipe. I am mainly Irish, I'd say maybe like 90% Irish. But I grew up eating this all the time. This is one of the main meals my mother made us. So it's called Shepperd'S Pie, and it's absolutely delicious. So, you get your main components. You got meat, starch because you got potatoes, you have dairy because you have cheese, and you have your vegetables because you have corn. And then a few little mix-ins to spice it up a little. So like I was saying, you have your main ingredients. You have your corn, potatoes, ground beef, cheese. Then you have your extras to spice up a little bit and give it a little bit of flavor. You have butter, salt, I'm sorry, not salt. You have black pepper. Then you have salt. And you also have olive oil, which I always, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I put that in my ground beef all the time. In fact, I'd say maybe 99.9% of my recipes include olive oil due to the health benefits. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start dicing them up. I will show you guys the size you want when you go stick it in the pot, as soon as I get these all cut up. So this here is the size of potatoes that I have over here. So now you're going to let your potatoes boil for about a half hour. I do put the potatoes in first before I put the water in. It's just something that I grew up with my parents doing that. So then I guess I just kind of adapted into it. Some people might put the potatoes in afterwards, but that's just how we do it as an American-Irish family. So while my potatoes are over here boiling, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take care of my ground beef. I'm going to brown it up. So now that my ground beef is browned up, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of drizzles of olive oil in there. That's for flavor and health benefits once again. Okay, so after I have strained my beef, I've put it in the bottom of the cake pan. Well, once again, this is a 13 by 9 cake pan. Now it's time to get to the corn. So we're going to go ahead and put the corn in the microwave. You just want to follow the instructions on the back. So for... I have a 1000-watt microwave. It's going to be 8 minutes. I don't know if you guys usually cook with steam fresh type bags, or you cook them in the microwave. But if you do, my little tip, and this is the tip of the video, is to put the bag in the strainer and open it a little bit to allow. This will allow all the heat to escape, so that way it won't be burning your hands when you go to put it in on top of the ground beef. So as you can see, I just laid it on top of the ground beef. So now your next step is going to be strain your potatoes. Once you strain your potatoes, you're going to go ahead and put it back in the pot that you cooked it in. Now you're just going to put a cup of water in. That is going to give it its thinner texture and make it mashed potatoes. So now it's going to go ahead and mix it up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our butter. So I already have 1 tablespoon in there. You need 4 different tablespoons. So we put in 1 at a time. That allows it to get absorbed. So now that we have our 4 tablespoons of butter in there, we're going to put a couple of dashes of salt and pepper. And we're going to mix that up. Once again, putting the salt and pepper in separately. So that way you allow each flavor to become one on its own. Now here comes the best part. Your first taste test of the day. Oh my god, it's got so much flavor. That is perfect, just the way it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put that on top of our corn. Now I just want to make sure you guys understand. You need to make sure that your mashed potatoes has flavor, because that's where all the flavor in this dish is going to come from. So you want to make sure you're putting in enough pepper, enough salt, enough butter. Because other than cheese, there's really no flavor. Because in order to get flavor out of ground beef or corn, you need to spice it up. I don't spice it up for this dish, just because I allow my potatoes to take all the flavor. And I allow my potatoes to become the component that has the flavor in the dish. Now all together it tastes delicious. But separately, I just couldn't see myself sitting there and eating a bowl of corn or a bowl of ground beef. I could see myself sitting there and eating a bowl of broccoli florets. Now that's delicious. But corn, not so much, unfortunately. Now, for the topping, I am using Land O'Lakes American White Cheese, my favorite type of cheese. You guys can use the cheese of your preference. If I can get this pit off, there we go. You want to make sure that's completely covered with cheese, because otherwise your potatoes are going to get hard and nasty. They're going to get like that crunchy potato. Ugh. Just the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. I will say, I do have family members who prefer to eat it without the cheese. So I do remember growing up with my mother having to leave some plain. But I'm telling you guys, for my preference, you need to add that cheese in. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on a huge component of your dish. However, some of you may be lactose intolerant, and your body, I shouldn't say can't handle, because that sounds kind of mean, but your body can't absorb the cheese, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how that works. But if that's the case, you can make it without cheese. It's not required. It's recommended highly, but it's not required. So there we go. This is how your shepherd's pie should look before you stick it in the stove. So you're then going to stick it in the stove for 20 minutes. Look at all that. Your cheese, your potatoes, your corn, your beef. But here it is for a real shot. I love the sauce so much. I can't stop eating it. I'm gonna get to my dinner, but don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and family. This is an Irish Girl's Shepherd's Pie.